Good evening. I'm William Ferguson. This is Common Sense. Today I was going through and trying to get some stuff on the subject I'd already chosen, which is we are all different, good or bad. We are all different. And that's good, because in our differences, there are those that have cut their path in medicine, in avionics, aerospace, military, congressional, law. We each have our own thing that we enjoy doing, and we do it well. I'm different. I do this. I research this. Sometimes it takes me quite a while to do the research I need to do. But in our differences, we are all the same. Now, we are all the same in that we're all humans. We all bleed red blood. We all think thoughts. We all feel feelings. We all see with our eyes, speak with our mouths, smell with our noses, hear with our ears. Now, in our differences, there are different countries, different languages, different customs, different traditions, and different ways, different governments. In this country, we are different because we are the freest, most liberated people on the earth right now. Yes, Europe is getting there, but in what they have in their free this, free that, they're being taxed into the dirt. But you see, the thing is, when you're born and raised into a society like that, you become accustomed to it. And you say, oh, this is life. There's nothing we can do about it. When actually, yes, there is. Yes, there is. You can seek to do good, be good, live good, and get the people around you to do the same. And once you can get a big enough group of people to say, we're not going to live by your rules anymore, then the government will have to change. Because when they lose control of the people, the government has no control. They can't keep taking and taking. And if there's enough people, they can't arrest you all. They can't kill you all. Because if they did, they would lose their money, their power, their everything without the people. Okay? So, in looking at our differences, we are different in culture. That's good. That is great. Because the different cultures within the United States itself, it brings culture to this country. The foods, the dance, the music, all of it. All the culture that we have here. It's a wonderful thing. A lot of countries don't have that. And in socialist countries, I've been to a couple of socialist countries, and the people all behave the same, basically. But that's because their governments tell them how to behave. They strip them of their freedoms, of their liberties, so that they're more robots, doing as the leader tells them, instructs them to do. And if you don't do it, well then, you're not allowed to live here anymore. In fact, we're not going to allow you to live at all. And there are people in this country that want that. But there are people in this country that have taken our freedoms and our liberties way, way too far. Way too far. The morals of this country are being destroyed by those who say, you can do anything, vote for me. We'll let you do what you want. You can kill somebody anymore. Basically, you can. You can go out and kill somebody and say, oh, okay, go do something else. But you got to vote for them. It's getting insane. It's getting out of control. And we, those who are still level-headed, conservative, Christian, we have got to keep fighting. We have got to keep showing our neighbor what it means to live a true life. Not necessarily a good life, but a true life. Now, as I was looking through all the stuff today, I ran across a short video by American Joe. And this is probably the most sickening thing I've ever seen. There was a little girl sitting in a chair in a room, and there are men all around her. Except for to her right was her mom. And her mom was into the party. She was tapping her foot and dancing around, moving around a little bit, staying in place though, while what looked like a transgender or transvestite person was dancing in front of this child, a little girl, about 6 years old. And there were men all around, clapping and just hooting and having a good time with a 6-year-old little girl. And then I watched as Buttigieg was trying to uplift a 9-year-old boy, trying to tell him he was brave for coming out and saying he wants to be gay. He's not old enough to know what that even means. And yet, here they are televising it, glamorizing it. That's not right. In South Dakota, I believe, they tried to get a bill passed that would make science experiments on children, medical experiments on children, illegal. They couldn't pass it. And these experiments are puberty stopping so that there can be transgendering, hormone altering, medical activities done on these kids. Children, okay? This world, mankind, is losing it. And as hard as they fight for what they think is good and right, which is literally horrific, evil, and murderous, because you're going to transsexual these kids, they're going to be so confused by the time they're 18, they're going to find a gun or pills or heroin or whatever they can find. They're going to off themselves. It's going to be the end of the road. And congratulations, Mom and Dad, you just executed your child. It's bad enough that we have abortion in this country, which is basically murder. Controlled execution of living beings. I'm not going to say we because I do. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't care. But there are so many people that just don't care. In fact, from what I understand, the abortion rights, if you want to call them that, were started so that the blacks in the inner cities would be controlled, so that they wouldn't overpopulate or even populate, so that they couldn't recreate. No, we don't want you procreating. We don't want any more of you. And it was the Democrats that began the abortions in the United States. And it's only going downhill from there. Serious. If you look at the crawler underneath me, that's the truth of what was going on in this world just before God flooded it and killed every last human being and animal that was still on dry land. Now, there were 8 people, Noah, his 3 boys, and their 4 wives, in a floating barn with every last animal, 2 of each, or 7 of domesticated animals, really. And they took a ride for about a year on their floating barn because God had it. And that to me is a clue. It's a clue as to what happens when mankind reaches that point again. And the liberal Democrats, the socialists, they want that. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for man to think evil only, constantly. Because they do. They must. Because they keep pushing ridiculous agendas. First, they say that President Trump was whatever phoba they can come up with. Xenophobe, homophobe, prejudice, whatever. Because he closed the borders to incoming travelers from the countries that are infected with the coronavirus. And now they're saying he didn't do enough. Which is it? Too much? Not enough? They don't even know. If you watch any of the debates, they have no clue as to what they're doing or what they're saying. Except they want to give you evil. Vote for them. They'll give you some more evil. You can have all the evil you want. There are states that don't even have laws against murder anymore. California. People wonder why California is burning all the time. Wonder? I don't. You see, when God has had it with man and wants man to change of heart, he does things like that. So, if it were that the San Andreas fault was to pop, that would be a clue. God saying, that is absolutely not what I want. I want you to live naturally. the way I made you to live. If you're a man, thus you are a man. You are in no way, shape, or form a woman or an animal or a tree or a rock. You are a man. That is all. If you want to get married, if you're a man, you marry a woman. If you're a woman, you marry a man. Anything else is not a marriage. It's not. We're all different. We are. None of us is good. We are all evil. We all have evil thoughts. We've all done evil. All of us. Except one. And that was God's Son, Jesus. He never did anything wrong. In fact, he did everything so right. In the end, he died for us. But then in the beginning, he came out of that grave. And he said, believe in me. Come. Come home. When you pass, come home. And to show you believe in me, live by the word. Live by the word that God has given us as instruction for life. They're very simple instructions. They really are. And it's mostly love God with everything you've got. And love your neighbor, your brother. Because if you don't love your brother, you don't love God. Simple. And there's too many people in this world that are showing they don't even love themselves. Because they're not even willing to try to live life the way life is meant to be lived. Peacefully. United. With love. And hope. I don't see anything wrong with that. So be different. Be you. Be a child of God. Show God that you care about Him by caring about your brother. And trying to witness. Because if we don't, we lose. And just as God doesn't want any of us to die, we, no matter how badly people treat us, we shouldn't want anyone to die either. So we should be trying to win them over, to show them, to be a part of their lives, to help them. To help them. God helped me an awful lot. So I feel as though I need to serve God the best that I can. And so I do. I try my best. Try your best. That's all I've got for now. I thank you for watching. And I ask that you pray for our president. That God will protect him. And that he will be reelected for another 4 years. I ask that you pray for those who are first responders, military, police, and such. That God will protect them. I'm William Ferguson. And this is common sense.